Imagine you flee your country because someone is trying to hurt you. You make it all the way to the United States, and then a lawyer looks you in the eye and says, "Okay, but did your government at least try to stop it?" That one question is basically the whole game in asylum law, and today we are going to break it down like you are in 5th grade, and the stakes are very, very high. There is this thing called the state protection prong in an asylum case, and it sounds fancy, but it just means one simple thing. Can the government in your home country actually keep you safe? If the answer is yes, your asylum claim is going to have a really tough time surviving. But if the answer is no, that is where things get interesting for you. So here is the twist that trips everyone up. You do not just get to say, "My government is bad," and call it a day. You have to show evidence, real receipts, like a disappointed parent asking where the homework went. One of the strongest pieces of evidence is what lawyers call a pattern of impunity, which is just a fancy way of saying the bad guys keep doing bad things and nobody gets arrested or punished. Think of it like a school where the bully takes everyone's lunch money every single day and the principal just shrugs and walks away. Police reports, or the glaring absence of them, are huge in these cases. If you went to the police for help and they laughed at you, threatened you, or literally just did nothing, that documented non-response becomes a golden piece of evidence in your file. Country condition reports are basically the Wikipedia of asylum law, except they are published by governments and human rights organizations, and they actually matter in court. The U.S., State Department, Amnesty International, and Human Rights Watch put out detailed reports every year explaining exactly how well or how terribly a country protects its citizens, and immigration lawyers treat those documents like treasure maps. Here is something wild that a lot of people do not realize. You actually have to show you tried to get protection before you concluded it was useless. It is like the law is saying, "We believe you, but did you at least knock on the door before saying nobody was home?" If the persecutor is the government, like soldiers, police officers, or government-affiliated groups, then you have basically skipped the lack of protection problem and landed directly on the jackpot of asylum eligibility. That is because you cannot exactly ask the fox to protect you from the fox. Witness statements, affidavits from community members, and even news articles can paint a picture of what life actually looks like for people in your situation back home. Courts want to see that your fear is not just personal anxiety, but something that lines up with a broader, documented reality. One of the sneaky arguments that government attorneys make is that the home country has laws on the books protecting people like you, and therefore state protection exists. But having a law and enforcing a law are two completely different things, kind of like how your city probably has a noise ordinance that absolutely nobody follows on New Year's Eve. Medical records, psychological evaluations, and documentation of past harm also feed into this argument in a powerful way, because they show the harm was real, ongoing, and the state did nothing to stop it. An immigration lawyer worth their filing fee knows how to weave all of these pieces together into one coherent story that holds up under cross-examination. Corruption is also evidence, and this is where things get almost darkly comedic. If the police in your country are literally on the payroll of the gang that is threatening you, then go to the police is not a solution, it is a trap. Documented corruption from credible investigative journalism or NGO reports can support your claim that state protection is basically a myth in your case. The standard the court uses is not perfection, by the way. No country has a perfect safety record, not even this one. The real question is whether the protection offered is meaningful and adequate, and if the evidence shows it falls embarrassingly short of that bar, your lawyer has something real to work with. Here is the honest truth. Building a strong state protection argument is less about one big smoking gun and more about layering evidence until the picture becomes impossible to ignore, like piling up receipts until the credit card company finally believes you. The lawyers who do this well are the ones who treat every document, every report, and every witness like a brick in a wall they are building around their client. If you want to learn more about how our company can help you navigate this process, make sure to check out all the links in the description.